Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. So this is going to be my spoiler review for Loki Season 2. And I wasn't able to do a week-by-week breakdown of the show, and probably for the best now. Going into it, the first 4 episodes I really loved, and I thought this is so much better than Season 1, which I just thought was okay. I enjoyed it more the second time, I think, but once I saw the last 2 episodes after this finale, it's barely just above Loki Season 1 for me now. I didn't really care for the last 2 episodes that much, and we'll get into that in my review. But before we do, be sure to hit the thumbs up button if you like the video, and subscribe to the channel for more Marvel content. And be sure to check the links in the description below if you want to help support the channel in other ways. Thank you. Now let's get into my review for Loki Season 2. So, I really enjoyed the first 4 episodes of Loki Season 2. Like, I love them. I think it's so much better than anything that was in Season 1. The first episode, we establish Loki's time slipping, and I like that we pick up essentially right where the ending of Season 1 left off. And we find out that Loki is not in an alternate timeline. He's actually just gone back in time to the beginning of the TVA, where Kang was, or He Who Remains Kang was kind of ruling openly. And then we learned throughout the show that eventually he ended up wiping people's memories, and then he became He Who Remains at the end of time and everything. And I really like that. So I love the new character that we get, Ouroboros. I think he's so fun, OB. And I really like the actor too. I don't want to mispronounce his name, but he just won an Oscar for Everything Everywhere All at Once, which he was fantastic in. And I just think he's such a fun character, and he just brings a lot of energy into the role, and it's a lot of fun. He bounces off the other characters really well. We don't really get too much of Hunter B-15. I mean, she is here and she does things, but she's not really a prominent part of the story, really, which is kind of disappointing. And we get a lot of Mobius, and I do like Mobius a lot more this season, I think, than I did in the first season. And we got a couple new characters. There's General Dox, there's Brad, and they're kind of just there to kind of help push things along a little bit. They don't really matter that much. Renslayer gets a little bit more to do, but we learn more about her, I think, yeah. And Miss Minutes is awesome and crazy, and I just love it. This deliciously evil turn she's taken, where I just love it so much. I thought she was a lot of fun this season, and gone in a completely different direction. A little creepy, but I like Miss Minutes a lot. And then of course we get Victor Timely, and they teased at the end of Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, the episode that episode 3, they pops up in, and I think that's probably my favorite episode, partially because I'm a little bit of a sucker for period pieces, and it takes place at the World Fair, and that to me is all just exciting time in history. So I really like that episode a lot, and we learn a lot, and we get a lot out of it. And then episode 4 I think was really good, and we kind of end with this, whoa, what's going to happen? And it kind of feels like they had this really cool story for the first 4 episodes, and they're like, yes, we're going to get to this really shocking point. And that kind of feels like they went, oh, well, now what do we do afterwards? That's kind of how I feel with episodes 5 and 6. And it's interesting because the whole story, the thing I like about Season 2 is it's much better narrative than Season 1 was. Season 1 was kind of all over the place. We got Loki, we're hunting the Loki variant. We've got Sylvie. They're on this planet that's about to blow up for reasons. Then we're in the, they get pruned, and then they're in the other world, and then they're, dismantling the timekeepers, and then we find He Who Remains. It's like, well, what was the actual story of that season? Why did that need to happen, right? But this season is very purposeful. It's because Loki killed He Who Remains. She essentially unleashes all of these branched timelines. The TVA hasn't pruned them. And it's overwhelming the loom that keeps essentially the sacred timeline intact, and everything, and it's what the TVA does. And the whole mission is to, well, how can we fix that? And that is the whole plot of Season 2. And I like that. I like that 1 through narrative. Everything they're doing is because they need to get something, something, something in order to fix this loom. And I really like that. And they do get Victor Timely because they need a Kang variant to unlock the loom. And so that's a good reason to bring him in. I don't really understand Renslayer's motivations. I mean, I know she wants to take over the TVA, but why is that? How is that opposing to what Loki's doing? Doesn't really make any sense. But I just like that overall narrative arc that we have. And they kind of try and do Loki's storyline, but I feel like the last 2 episodes, they're just like hit home. Okay, this is Loki's development now. And I didn't really feel that. Like, I don't really feel that the friends that he made in the TVA are like that important to him. Like, is Casey that important to him? When have we ever seen him and Casey like really tightly bond? I mean, I understand Mobius and Sylvie, but Hunter B-15 and Casey, are those like super best friends of his that he has to, keep? And OB, who he just met, like, they kind of, I don't know, it didn't really work for me, the way he's like all of a sudden like, these are my friends that I love so much and I won't admit it, but now I have to do everything I can to protect them or whatever. I don't know about that. Maybe it's just Mobius and Sylvie, because they established their relationship in the first season much more. I don't know. Yeah, so his development at the end it kind of comes as a sharp turn for me. And I understand what they're doing. They want him to be essentially something he's not. It's the Loki show is about taking Loki from where we knew him at the end of Avengers. He's burdened with glorious purpose. He's, selfishly trying to take over Earth and attacking things. And he's, the god of mischief and all this stuff. And now we take him from that and we've evolved him to a person that is that not only cares about people and believes in something. He believes in the TVA. But now he's ready to make the self-sacrifice in order to save those things. And I get it. That's a beautiful story, and I do understand that. I just think the way they went about it with this season is a little weird, because it was, we gotta save the loom, Okay, now, we can't do that, so now we're gonna do this story with Loki. And I wish it was just, maybe his story was peppered in a little bit better from season 1, I think. It could have been a little bit better of a journey. And also, I do feel it's a little rushed, like, Loki in the movies had to go through all of these things in order to kind of get to that point in Infinity War. And in the show, they show him the flashback stuff, but I guess he has his own different events in order to get him there and everything. But I just feel like maybe it could have been done a little bit better. But I still really enjoyed season 2 overall. Like I said, I thought the first 4 episodes were solid. And there's parts in episode 5 and 6 that I like too. I really like seeing Mobius's life on the timeline. I thought that was really cool, and why he's obsessed with jet skis. So I really like that too. I love the spaghettifying effect that they do. I think that's really cool. Loki being able to control the time slipping and stuff, that seems a little maybe powerful and everything. And was it implied that He Who Remains gave Loki that ability at the end of season 1 when Sylvie kills him? I thought that's what was implied, of why he's now time slipping and stuff. Yeah, as far as where how this plays in, I like Victor Timely. I guess I was just hoping we would get more than just Victor Timely and He Who Remains. I thought we would get maybe more Kang variants, because they keep trying, Loki is terrified of they keep calling him He Who Remains. I don't even think they call him Kang. He's terrified of this guy's gonna, destroy everything. And it's Victor Timely was really nice. And so why are you terrified of Kang? We don't know. And He Who Remains isn't even that terrifying. But so I wish they kind of maybe done a better job building up the Kang variant and everything. And maybe they're gonna, move away from Kang, which would be great. But they didn't know that when they were shooting the show, so they didn't do a good job building up the Kang. I do like Victor Timely. I didn't like his little stutter. I think Jonathan Majors maybe could have reined that in a little bit better. But I do love his performance as He Who Remains, though. I think that's just a really compelling character, and he's kind of vaguely threatening. Sylvie, I think, was absolutely purposeless in here. I don't think we needed her at all. She does nothing that really contributes to anything, other than she keeps getting in Loki's way of who cares, let it burn. And it's are you even listening to what Loki's saying? If they don't save it all goes your life on the timeline goes by. Like, she's a little too aggressive in the we gotta burn down the TVA, and it's like, what? You're not even paying attention to what's going on, crazy lady. So I just think she's a purposeless character. They did kind of away with the romance thing, which I think is fine. But then it's like, well, then what is her purpose on the show? The best part of the show is, and still is, Loki and Mobius. Their friendship, their relationship, how they work together. I think it just makes the show, and it just works really well. Especially, I think it's highlighted really well when they go back in time to get Victor Timely. I think that's a great example of how well they work together. So that is still the best part of the show. And so, yeah, overall, I went into this thinking, oh, this is so much better than Season 1. I came out of it thinking, yeah, this is just a little bit better than Season 1. Because, again, I didn't really like the 2 endings. But I did like the first 4 episodes so much. I thought they did such a great job telling this narrative. Obi is such a fun character. So I really liked everything about that. I think this is the last of Loki, at least for a while. So who knows if that's just where he's going to be, in the life tree or whatever they call it. I can't pronounce it. It's like Norwegian or something. Yggdrasil. I can't pronounce that. But that's where he is. He's just sitting there, basically took He Who Remains' place. So who knows if that's just where he is now, or if we're going to see Loki again. They keep teasing maybe he'll reunite with Thor, or this version will reunite with Thor. We don't know. But if that's where they leave Loki off, I guess I'm okay with that. That's fine. I still got his cool ending in Infinity War that I much prefer, and I wish they would just left the character there. But the Loki show has been at least mildly entertaining, and so, yeah, so I like it. I like Loki Season 2. Not as many people watched Season 2 as Season 1, so I don't know how many people enjoyed Season 2 compared to Season 1. We'll have to wait and see. But I prefer Season 2 over Season 1, and those are some of the reasons why. So thank you all for watching this video. That is my review of Loki Season 2. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Did you love it? Did you like it? Or do you prefer Season 1 over? And what do you think about where Loki ended up at the end of the show? And what do you think about the Kang situation? So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Thank you all for watching this video. And until next time, the TVA is gone. I think you mean ATV, and we do have one in stock. Bye.